Greetings. This is James Gilliland with As You Wish Talk Radio, broadcasting live from the East City Ranch, otherwise known as Paranormal and UFO Central. Now, contrary to a lot of the rumors going around, we are not closed. We do close down for the winter due to the snows and just the heavy weather, and we do have some weather coming in with about 8 degrees Fahrenheit and snow right behind it. So we probably will be closed down until the spring, mainly just because it's too hard to get up here on the mountain, and we always have to dig everybody out, so it's pretty hard to get up here. But anyway, we are not being closed down. We aren't closing down our work. In the newsletter that I put out, it's just saying that I'm just kind of tired of all the nonsense and disinformation and misinformation and the censorship in the UFO community and where it's going. So I've kind of removed myself from the talk circuit and from some of the other talk shows, you might say, just because of the direction that they're taking and the gross imbalance of information, where they're moving it in a very dark direction, and there's reasons why. But anyway, it seems that our powers that be need to keep a threat going, and this is the new program from them to keep the running out of countries to bomb and level and war upon. So now they're going to create an alien threat. But, they seem to be getting full cooperation of a lot of the conferences and a lot of the radio shows. So, be that as may, I'm kind of stepping out of that program and going to do my best to get the information out on this venue and other talk shows that do have integrity and, that give people a fair shake and bring out a balanced message. So I'm not saying the whole universe is friendly, but I'm saying it's more benevolent than you can imagine, and it's time to bring a balanced message out that, give the benevolent ones a chance, and let's start talking to them, because they do have the fuelless energy technology. They've transcended disease and war. They've got their environments in order, and they can help us help ourselves, you might say. So rather than continuing to work with the low-level nonsense, we should rise to the occasion and work with the more benevolent ones. But that being said, I want to welcome our new guest on tonight. William Henry is a good friend, and he's doing some amazing work out there. He's an investigative mythologist, and he's got a new book out, Freedom's Gate, and I know he's got some other DVDs out, Morph, and a few other things, but hopefully we can get him on the show and talk about these things. So, William, are you with us?
I am here, James. How you doing, man?
Great. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's really great to talk with you.
Yeah, I had one show with you a while back. We haven't seen you since the last conference here. We'll have to get you back at.
Yeah, which was an extraordinary experience. I think about it all the time. People ask me everywhere I go, "You going back to James's place? What's going on up there?" All that kind of thing. So.
Well, we are having a new conference coming up. We were thinking about not doing one. We weren't sure if we were going to do it or not because of the ways things are unfolding in the economy and everything. But we're going to give it one more shot and see what happens with the economy. And I know some of the other major conferences are calling it quits, which is interesting. So after... go ahead.
It just seems to be. I've done quite a few conferences this year, and attendance is solid at some of them, but for others, it just seems to be a time where you have to inhale, then you have to exhale, and so we seem to be in between kind of breaths right now, and I think that's a pretty good place, really, because as we head forward into 2010, it's a kind of a fresh start, new decade, and so much going on, and so much interest, and people always wanting to get together to find out what in the heck is going on. And I appreciate your comments at the start of the show, because it does just seem that there's some strange information out there, and it's absolutely appalling that some people seem to be given a platform to say just anything they want. Almost as if they're just making stuff up and have zero accountability and don't really seem to care about the people that they're supposed to be serving in terms of providing accurate information. And it's very troublesome to me. So I share some of your sentiment there.
Yeah, it's just amazing, some of the information. I'm seeing, there's a lot of different types of people out there, and there's some that are just straight disinformation people, and they have a job to do, and they're doing a good job of it out there, and people are buying it.
Yeah.
And then you've got other people that are just have, overactive imaginations and very large egos and are really seeking fame and fortune. And then, there's just all kinds out there. And what's sad is it's just gotten so confused, and there's so much noise out there that the people that are really having contacts and have a message that's, hopeful, that's inspiring, that is directed towards the awakening and healing of humanity and the earth, are just being drowned out or lost in the noise. And it's gotten so noisy now that there's just no room to even go there. It's not to mention they haven't made room, so it's sad, but the people that are holding these conferences and as well as some of the talk shows and everything are just giving so much airtime and podium time to the people that are pushing a very dark scenario and a very negative message and a lot of misinformation. They seem to be getting, 98% of the podium and airtime right now.
Yeah, I mean, I talked with a person I know that is a mental health care professional even, and she had been to a recent conference in Southern California where there was some disclosure information presented and that kind of thing. As a professional was looking at this going, my God, I can't believe how they're just simply tormenting these people with just literal outright mind control. And she was wondering what she should do about it. I said, well, you've got to get involved. You've got to let those speakers know. You've got to let the conference organizers know that what they're doing is not only amoral, really, but it's also, I mean, it's borderline criminal. And, and that's what's really troubling about a lot of this. And I understand there's all kinds of different agendas that people can really, they have free speech. They can say whatever they want. That, I mean, they might have insider information. They might really know people that are in the so-called black world that, have access to information that ordinary individuals don't have. But at the same time, they're just not providing, one, accurate information, or two, really a safety net for people. It's kind of like what they're doing is kind of akin to running into the theater and screaming fire and then just running out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, what I've seen, too, is that what's interesting is, the mind in which you seek is the mind in which you connect. And I always feel the same way about the information. If you have a victim consciousness, or you always want to have an enemy, or you live in fear, you're going to flock to that kind of information. That's where you want to go. But if you do have more of a consciousness where you're seeking to, awaken and heal and rise to the occasion and hook up with the higher beings, that's what you're going to experience as well. And there's right now, sadly to say, the forum for the negative side and the support for the negative side is I would say 90+% right now in those venues.
Mm-hmm. So what do we do?